Nate and Cassie North drove their massive black SUV through a dimly lit industrial park. As they approached North Fab, they could see the flashing lights of fire trucks and police cars. As they drew closer, the spotlights from the emergency vehicles lit the front of the one-story facility. The light brown brick was painted with red letters 6 feet high. Fuck Nate. Nate tightened his grip on the steering wheel and clenched his teeth. Damn those sons of bitches! Cassie put her hand on his leg. I know you're upset, but we have to be calm. She pointed to a van with a large antenna sticking out of the top. The news is here, and you don't want to come off looking like an ass. It's better to look like the victims. We are the victims, darling. I know, but you run your mouth sometimes. Don't talk to any reporters until our attorney gets here. He'll either make our statement for us or tell us what to say. Nate pulled up to the curb and parked. A police officer approached as he was climbing out. This is an emergency scene, sir. You can't park there. This is my company, officer. He nodded. All right, just a sec. The officer held up a small radio. Chief, the owner just showed up, the radio crackled. The guy in the SUV? Yes, sir. I'll be right over. The officer looked to North. I'm guessing you're Nate? He asked, pointing to the graffiti. Yup, Nate confirmed as he and Cassie climbed out of their vehicle. The chief strolled briskly across the grass and stepped off the curb. He and Nate shook hands. You Nate North? Yes, officer. Chief Johnson, Columbus Metro Police. Nate nodded. How bad's the damage? The officer turned on his flashlight and shone it through the chain-link fence and toward the left side of the building. 3 trucks are destroyed. The heat from the fire melted some siding over there and peeled some paint, but there probably isn't any damage inside. The chief moved his light to the front. This looks like someone is out to get you. Any idea who? The union. The union? Can you tell me why? My workers voted to unionize, so I gave them a pay cut and they went on strike. North rubbed his hands together and smiled. I want that son of a bitch Flanagan to hang. I know damn well he ordered this. The 2 police officers looked to each other. Who's Flanagan? The chief asked. Joe Flanagan, the union boss. Well, if that's the case, even if he did, the chief said, there might not be anything we can do about him. Nate scowled. What? Why the hell not? Those bastards torched 3 trucks and committed vandalism. They belong in jail. Cassie grabbed his arm. Easy, honey. They're only doing their job. Thank you, ma'am, the chief said. It isn't a crime for a union boss to order violence if it's part of a labor strike. You're shitting me, Nate said as he began to step forward. Cassie pulled him back forcefully. Honey, settle down. But that's not fair. Damn unions get everything in this damn state, while hard-working businessmen always get screwed. The chief held out his palm. Easy, buddy. We're a union. Nate bobbed his head up and down sarcastically with his hands out to the side. Now I feel safe. Listen, pal, the chief said as a blond-haired man in jeans and a white Oxford shirt ran across the grass and grabbed Nate by his free arm. I'm Mike Case, the North's attorney. He looked Nate in the eye. Come on, Nate. Let's take a minute to cool off. You better listen to your lawyer before you get yourself in trouble, the chief warned. Nate turned around and realized that he was in a camera spotlight, and the exchange had been recorded. Shit, he said. Cassie, get him in the vehicle and splash some cold water on his face to cool him down. Let me go talk to the camera crew and do some damage control. Cassie nodded. Nate, I'm getting the driver's side while you're this angry. She poked him firmly in the shoulder with her index finger. And that isn't an option. Nate climbed into the vehicle and slammed the door shut. He pounded on the dashboard. I can't believe this is happening. He put his head in his hands. What the hell are we going to do? There was a knock on the driver's side window, and Cassie lowered it to see Mike Case standing there. He handled a plastic bottle of water to Cassie. I need you to calm down as quickly as possible, Nate. The police are going to ask you some questions and get a formal statement from you. Why? They're not going to do anything. Those union jerks think this kind of crap is peachy keen. Listen, Nate, they need a statement, and I want you calm when you give it. Repeat what you just said, and you'll be cooling off in a holding cell. Case put his hand on Cassie's arm. And as your attorney, I advise you to leave him there if that's what happens. Whose side are you on, Mike? Nate snapped. I'm on your side, Nate. If you've got a union situation on your hands, the last thing you want to do is piss off law enforcement. Law enforcement? There is no law to enforce. The attorney shook his head. Listen, Nate, the law on strike violence has been this way for over 50 years. It's nothing new. He looked at Cassie. Don't let him out till he's calm. She nodded. Nate knocked on his forehead with his fist. What the hell is wrong with this country? This isn't America. Take a deep breath and close your eyes, honey. You really need to calm down. Even if you're mad, you've got to keep your temper in check. Nate sighed deeply, closed his eyes, and reclined the passenger seat back slightly. When I open my eyes, I hope we're back in America and not this weird hell we just got transported to. Cassie patted his thigh. Me too. And so concludes June of 2029 of The Eagle Has Crashed. Hopefully you're enjoying it, and I look forward to getting back with you next Sunday for the next episode, which of course will be July of 2029. And for those of you who are enjoying the book and would like to purchase it, it can be bought in paperback copy at clearpeakpress.com. It also can be purchased in both paper and ebook format at Amazon and Barnes & Noble. It's also available in ebook format at the iTunes Store, the Sony Store, Smashwords.com, and other retailers. So you have a really good week, and we'll get back together again next Sunday.